Happy December to you guys. It is Knickknack Paddywhack here, and I'm here to talk about Dead Rising 4, because it's coming out in a few more days. Wow, time flies by fast, yeah. So anyway, I've been tweeting to Microsoft and Xbox, and I've been watching that live stream that happened today, so they can see that I'm pretty excited. They've been replying to, and it's a good thing that they're giving feedback to some of the people who are excited for this. But the more I looked at this, I can see that people aren't really that excited for this. Mainly videos that I've seen outside of it. Some of them that are saying, will Dead Rising suck? Will it be good? Will it be bad? What are the problems with it? So I've decided to talk about this and show what I've seen. Some of the goods and some of the things which could be a little wrong with the fans or something that they just don't like about it. So I'm going to be here talking about that, and let's get this in action. Now, when people were announcing or talking about the new additions or changes that were coming to Dead Rising 4, there were a lot of mixed feelings. Like, for a big example, one of them is that they removed the time constraints in this now, which this can also be a good thing in a way, because now it gives you the entire option to go and explore every single mission without feeling it's going to be in a rush, where you can just go to a side mission and, oh crap, I have like 2 seconds left until the story mission ends or something. So it's good that they're doing that where it seems more like an open world game, because this is something that a lot of people really want to see change, although now it seems like a lot of people are indifferent about it and they just don't like the change, because that's what made Dead Rising Dead Rising. But that is pretty interesting to hear that many people are in between on this. I feel that's one thing that's very major about this game. A lot of people are in between about all the changes that are going on with it. So that's one little thing that you need to know about it, is that there's no timer anymore. The next big change that is going along with this game is that a lot of it feels like it's more simplistic and not meant to be challenging or super hard like the first one was, where some of them were just that once the time ran out, pretty much it was game over, or if someone died in the story, it was game over. They make it seem like it's more free roaming and it's meant more for casual players. So it's not just meant for people who want to go through brutal punishment through a game. Which I can agree with. It's a nice thing that they're doing something like that in there, kind of making it appeal to more people rather than just solely the Dead Rising fans, which I don't have an issue with. So that's pretty good to hear too. One other change that's going along with this game too is there's a lot of more weapons, and it feels more like Dead Rising 3 mixed with Dead Rising entirely. You are having, as I mentioned in the other video, if you want to check that out right here, go ahead, is that the Dead Rising Memorial Megaplex, or I think I just messed it up, but anyway, it's more of a reimagining and remake of the first map, but instead it's just much larger. You can go through the city is what you can see through the trailers. They remade a lot of it so it's Christmas themed, so that's pretty good to hear too. So that's another thing that's coming along with this game. Another one of the big changes that's coming along with this is that there's an exosuit now, which many people are calling it just Advanced Warfare, which is, I guess, adding more of a variety to the game now. So that's something pretty good to hear, that they're making more unique things where it just doesn't feel repetitive over and over again. So that's pretty good to hear too. And I feel the biggest one that's actually getting a lot of people disappointed is that a lot of people wanted to have the Frank West Dead Rising 1 type of gameplay. And I feel this is kind of in my opinion, a really, really bad decision, especially for DLC, which I'm not a huge fan of DLC to begin with. They have this for the definitive edition, and I will read off what it gives you right here. So the pre-order download, which I have right here, that I'm reading right off the website right here, the Digital Deluxe Edition. Get the best digital value with the Dead Rising 4 Digital Deluxe Edition. It includes Dead Rising 4, the X-Fists, which is just a new weapon that you can get, and the Dead Rising 4 Season Pass, which is $14.99, so $15, including exclusive bonus content for one great price. The Season Pass grants you with access to new ways to play in Willamette, including the Stocking Stuffer Holiday Pack, the Super Ultra Dead Rising 4 Mini Golf, which is just the mini golf things that you could do in Dead Rising 2, I believe is what that is, and Dead Rising 4 Frank Rising. Not Wising. But, what I've heard about the Frank Rising pack is that it lets you play classic Dead Rising style, pretty much. Which I really wish it wasn't DLC, to be honest. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Why couldn't it just be like a bonus that you unlock for beating the game or something, so it's equivalent to like a nightmare mode or something? That's just one thing that I don't really find that great that this is doing. Probably the last change I want to talk about before this ends is mainly the biggest form of hate that this is getting. And that is that TJ Rotolo is not returning as Frank West. It is actually, I believe, George Miller is his name, which I don't hate that, honestly. I think it's a fine idea. I mean, it's supposed to be an older Frank West. Maybe I think it's supposed to be 20 years or something. He's like 50 is what I've heard. I don't have an issue with an older Frank West or a new guy playing it. So I don't have an issue with that, and that's just me on that. But anyway, that's all I have to say about the new change of voice acting, but that's just me. So that wraps up mainly what I have to talk about this. Am I still excited for it? Yeah. Am I still going to get it? Yeah, probably going to. I don't really have a problem with this, though. I mean, many people are freaking out about the multiplayer, how it's co-op. I don't really have a problem with that, mainly because I mainly only played League Terrorist Rally from 2, and I really never played the Dead Rising 3 multiplayer because I didn't know anyone else that had it. So that's just me on this, though, and anyway, leave your guys' thoughts on the bottom, what you thought a big issue was and what you're most excited for. Thank you for tuning in on this, and I'll catch you up next time.
Let the sleigh ride begin.